Namaste. Welcome to day 1 of 7 days of self-love yoga retreat. On day 1, our theme is reverence. Having a sense of reverence towards ourselves, our bodies, valuing our time, our energy, our resources, our skills, and developing a reverent attitude towards others, towards animals, towards the earth itself. This is what I mean by the word reverence. It is a quality of the heart that connects us to the sacred. Specifically, what I'd like to talk about in terms of reverence is how eliminating toxins from our system can really be an act of reverence. And what do I mean by eliminating toxins from our system? There are so many toxins that we take in through the foods that we eat, through the entertainment and the things that we see through our eyes, and the things that we hear and take in through the ears. And our practice for today is to eliminate those toxic foods, toxic words, and toxic habits that really cause harm and disruption to our physical, emotional, and mental body. In many health sciences, the science of Ayurveda, which is a sister science of yoga, which is all about longevity and health, in the system of naturopathic medicine, which is also about health and longevity and turning on the self-healing capacity of the body. In both these systems, the first principle in order to access the self-healing capacity is elimination. Eliminating from our diets and eliminating from our lifestyle the things that are harmful and toxic. So, what are the things that are harmful and toxic? First, it's helpful to understand that there are actually 5 elimination organs and 5 elimination pathways in the body. And through understanding and knowing all 5, we can see which ones are healthy and working to eliminate toxins. We can stimulate or add practices or foods that help others in terms of flushing things out. And we can consider not putting things in the first place. So the 5 elimination organs and systems of the body, the first is the digestive elimination pathway. This is the stomach, the intestines, the liver, and the bowels. And the functioning of our digestion and the liver really determines how we're able to eliminate toxins that we take in through our environment and our food. So it's so important that the digestion and the liver are functioning well, they're functioning optimally, and they're functioning so that they can keep up and free our body from toxins that may accumulate in our tissue. The second pathway, elimination pathway, is the urinary system. And this involves the kidneys and the bladder. And it's so important for the kidneys and the bladder to have a fresh and continual supply of water to allow them to work and flush things out. And so really important is to make sure that you're drinking water first thing in the morning upon rising to flush out systems, flush out toxins from your system, that you're drinking water throughout the day, and that you can tell the toxicity of what your body is eliminating really by understanding the color and smell of your urine. And you may find that as you increase your water intake, the color and smell becomes very diluted. And this is a very good sign that you're flushing your system and your system has enough water to be hydrated and nourished. The other system through which we eliminate toxins is our respiratory system. Our lungs, our sinuses, our nasal cavity. The health of this system is so important in eliminating from our system airborne toxins and particles. And really important, which we will learn about, is the nasal passage and the practice of oiling the nasal passage, which is a practice in Ayurveda to keep the tissue in the nasal passage supple, healthy, and to stimulate the elimination of toxins through the nasal passage and through our lungs and our breathing. The fourth system of elimination, the elimination pathway through which we detoxify, are the lymph nodes. We don't often think of the lymphatic system, and yet it is so important for the elimination of toxins. There are lymph nodes in our groin area, and there's lymph nodes in the armpit area. And especially important for women is to massage and work with the armpit area to stimulate the movement of lymphatic fluid and stimulate the drainage of toxins. Often in cases of breast cancer where there's an accumulation of cancerous organisms, it often starts in the lymph nodes and spreads into the breast tissue. So it's so important for women to really understand the lymphatic system and know practices that really help and support the lymphatic system as a pathway of eliminating toxins. The fifth elimination pathway to eliminate toxins from our body is the skin. The skin is the largest detoxification organ. It is the largest organ of the body. And many of the practices of Ayurveda involve the skin for several reasons. Because the skin is such a large organ, when we use medicated oils that are infused with medicine, we are putting a lot of medicine into the body because it's such a large surface area. The second reason is the sense of touch is connected to the nervous system. So when we use touch, the sense of touch, the tactile, in massaging our bodies, in rubbing our skin, it is communicating with the nervous system to relax. And it is deeply calming and soothing. The third reason to practice self-massaging and using the skin as an elimination pathway is our hands are energetically connected to our heart. And when we use our hands, touching objects, cooking with food, making art, you'll know that handmade products are very different than machine-made products. Handmade, homemade food is different than machine or factory-made food. This is because there is an energetic imprint that goes into the things that we touch. And when we touch our own bodies with our hands, we are communicating. The heart is communicating with other parts of the body. So the first act of reverence to ourselves, to our bodies, to our mind, to our life, is to identify and eliminate the toxins, prevent the toxins from coming in, and to support the elimination pathways and systems of the body so that when toxins do get in, they are flushed out. One of the toxins we can consider and identify is food. What are the toxic foods that we may know are harmful, certainly not healthy, that we still include in our diet and we gravitate towards? This may include alcohol, sugar, wheat, desserts. It may include fried foods, processed foods, salty foods. Each of us has a different predisposition or attraction to foods that we know are harmful. And one of the invitations for this week-long retreat is to eliminate one or two of the foods that you have identified are not healthy for you, and to eliminate it for an entire week as an act of reverence for your body. For me, I'm going to eliminate my morning cup of tea. And I'll see what it feels to start my day without caffeinated tea and what impact that has on my health. The second category to consider in terms of reverence for the body and the self is what toxic words are part of our vocabulary. Maybe we're always saying to ourselves, I should have done that, or I should have done this, or I shouldn't feel this way. And we're always shoulding ourselves. This is a toxic way of speaking to ourselves. That critical part of ourselves that is judging us, shaming us, rather than accepting. Maybe the words that you might want to eliminate are calling yourself names. Oh, I'm so stupid, I shouldn't have done that. Eliminating words, self-destructive words that reveal a lack of reverence for ourselves. Catching ourselves when we say it and making a strong determination to exclude those words from our speech for the next week. Or it may be a swear word. Maybe it's the S word or the F word or the A word or some swear word that we often say when an emotion is triggered, when there's frustration or impatience. And instead, finding a different expression or word. I decided at one point to eliminate swearing from my vocabulary. And it happened when I finished and completed a silent retreat. My ears had become so sensitive that when I went to a restaurant and I heard the things that people were saying and the swear words that people were using, it sounded so harsh. And from that moment, many, many years ago, I made a commitment not to use swear words. And in fact, it's my preference not to have swear words spoken in my home. That's another level of practice because it involves a relationship of my partner. But it's my hope to keep our home free from swear words and also from harsh words. Sometimes there's a harshness to our words or a harshness in our tone. And this is also a type of toxin when we judge ourselves harshly. So think about what you could eliminate from your vocabulary for the course of this week as an act of reverence for your body, your mind, and your spirit. And the last category is lifestyle and habits. What are the toxic habits, toxic practices, toxic behaviors, toxic components of our life that we might want to eliminate or perhaps minimize? This might be binge watching, it might be social media, it might be gossiping, it might be something else. But surely there's probably, for most of us, myself included, some habits and some patterns that really aren't helpful. And for the next 7 days, how can I eliminate that toxin? Or how can I minimize that toxin? So those 3 things: what toxic food can you eliminate? What toxic words can you eliminate from your vocabulary? And what toxic habit can you eliminate for the duration of this retreat? And with each of the successive videos over the next 7 days, we're going to talk more about how to nourish each of the elimination pathways, elimination systems of the body, so that you have also practices on how to nourish the digestive organ and digestive tract and the liver, practices and things you can do for the kidneys and the urinary system, things you can do to improve the movement of toxins that come in through our respiration in the respiratory system, and stimulating the skin as a detox organ and the lymphatic nodes and lymphatic fluid. All of those are yet to come. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that in these next 7 days, you will develop a deeper appreciation for your body, for the incredible power of your mind, and for the beauty of your spirit. Namaste.